Hello, family. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you decide to watch this. I am in my favorite place, my car. And let's go ahead and give a disclaimer. Today, I am not moving. As you can see, my background is static. That means it's not moving. I'm not going anywhere. But even though I am still not moving, my phone is mounted. My hands are free, and you cannot see my steering wheel because it's like down here. Something for you to consider today. Check the learning style. Okay, educators, we know this. We've heard this learning style. Are they kinesthetic? Are they auditory? Are they visual? But did you know there are different modalities of learning? Some people learn best through music. Some people learn best through dance. Some people learn best through art. There are like so many different modalities. But let's deal with the three basic learning styles, right? Auditory, which means you learn best by hearing. Visual, which means you learn best by seeing. And then kinesthetic, which means you learn best by doing. Like, you got to put your hands on it, right? So why am I sharing this with you, the public, who are not educators? Because learning style affects everything you do, right? It affects how your children learn. It affects how you talk to your spouse and how they perceive what you're saying. It affects your interactions with your supervisor. It affects your ability to do your job. Like, how many times have you been at work and they told you to do something and you're like, I don't get it? As a society, we tend to cater to the auditory learner. How many times have you been at church and they're preaching and they're having a good time and you're sitting there like, witness the football game. I'm hungry. Like, let's check the clock. How many times have you been in a situation where they're teaching an entire class and you would rather hold the book in your hand and write some notes and do some highlighting? Like, what if you could have those type of learning experiences? What type of spouse would you be? What type of friend would you be? What type of employee would you be? What type of churchgoer would you be if your learning style was being met? So there have been a lot of situations where there's conflict that's happening because the learning style is not being met. It's not just love language, it's learning style. If you were yapping to me and I'm a kinesthetic learner, I'm not receiving it the way that you think that I am. If I am a kinesthetic learner, show me. Like, help me put my hands on it. Help me make it more tangible. If I am a visual learner, you might need to show me a movie that helps me understand what you're saying, and then we have the conversation. Help me to connect what you're saying to something visual. In a lot of our churches, we've put up visual aids to help people because we understand that visual component is there. But what about our kinesthetic learners? What about the people who need to move their body? What about our children who need to move their bodies? And we feel like they're just all over the place. And really, they're just kinesthetic learners who need to get up and move. So the next time you talk to somebody, the next time you try to teach something to somebody, consider their learning style. Take a moment to ask, how do you learn best? And if they don't really know, you can quickly go find an online assessment about learning styles, or you can pay attention to how they do things. A lot of people who play video games are visual learners, right? Pay attention to what the person likes. Are they always listening to audiobooks, or do they prefer to physically read a book? When they have to do something for work, do they need a silent room? Because if they need a silent room, more than likely they are a visual learner because they're taking in things with their eyes and they're trying to block out all their other senses, right? It's so interesting. Or perhaps you have somebody who needs a highlighter, like they can't survive without a highlighter, because that's the kinesthetic piece for them, right? It is that kinesthetic thing, the actual movement of the hand that helps them take it in. Perhaps you know somebody who says, I can't be a bookworm, I'd rather be a builder. Kinesthetic learners. So again, next time you have a conversation, next time you're trying to help somebody learn something for you to consider the learning style. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.